Welcome to Juris Destiny Academy, the podcast for law school entrepreneurs and legal entrepreneurs. Learn the essentials and skills of entrepreneurship. Get ready, because court class is in session.
You know what? You know why it didn't go through with me getting my deal from the state of Texas? They don't accept net spend.
They don't accept what?
Net spend. I did everything right. I did all the paperwork.
Legal Blue has arrived in an all-new AR walking experience.
They didn't tell me about it. That's why they didn't take the money out of the
$25. Order! Settle down, people. I realize we're close to Thanksgiving, but we have a lot to cover, and time is short.
He's podcasting.
One of the best ways that a person can be an entrepreneur is through service. And I'm not just talking about community service or, handing out food and stuff. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm also talking about a macro approach. So, let's get started. Michael, you can go to my room if you need to.
I think I'm okay to get here, man.
Anyway, here we go with the materials here. I think more colleges should teach as a pre-law major an option. Public affairs. You can have a public affairs degree and have you prepared to be an entrepreneur. You learn the different nuances of media relations, how to relate to the public. The thing is, some of history is replete with entrepreneurs who made their own fate through service, especially in America. It's part of the American dream. It's an old famous quote I think most of you should know. John F. Kennedy said this at his inauguration. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Now, I could impersonate him, but I don't have the time. This is a court classroom, not an improv show. Anyway, I think it behooves entrepreneurs to get involved in our communities, in our states, and in our nations, because then we can influence people for good. There's too many stories of businesses that got given from the britches because of influence for bad. Why not have Main Street get out there and influence for good? Some of you who listen to my other podcasts, Empower Your Pattern, the Streamless Life Radio, know I have an alter ego named JR. And JR3 thrives off of giving service. Now listen to me now. I may be one of those people that likes to speak and coach people. But I'm not above, say, getting my hands dirty, doing some advocacy work for causes that I believe in. As an entrepreneur, you should be called to be anxious, working for good causes. So, now I know some people, you might be saying, Judge Jenny, BS. Businesses should not be getting involved in politics and community involvement. Hello? Point of order here. Why do you think I wrote my book, The Winning Personality? It's because service is of value. You're influencing people for good, be it just handing out food at your local food bank, soup kitchen, homeless shelter, or even lobbying your state governments or Congress, putting out a media blurb. There is such a thing as social responsibility, isn't there? Now, granted, I think some people take corporate social responsibility the wrong way. They take it the wrong way, and that's where things go wrong. They say, "Oh, look at me. I donate to blah, 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 blah foundation." You looking at what the good works they do? You actively involved? Or are you just throwing your money around? One of my causes is mental health. I'm going to tell you something. Even though I like speaking at other venues and coaching people to make an income, if NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness, called me to speak for free, I'd do it. I believe in the sanctity of life. So say if some pro-life organization was to call me and ask me to speak for free, I would do it. Now, I'm not saying stretch myself thin, but, at the same time, service should be the heart of everything an entrepreneur does. It helps them tap into their God-given destiny. This is a court classroom. And this is a court classroom. I can see you guys. I know it's over the airways, but I can see you guys. This is a court classroom of about 300 students, or as many as you want to be. You're more than welcome to come listen to what I have to say. Service is key. That's why one of the things that I launched today on LinkedIn. I have yet to learn how to do it on Facebook. I'll go ahead and give it to you now. And what I'll do is I will, the actual podcast itself, I will give you the link on the actual podcast notes that you're listening to, where you can get 2 complimentary coaching sessions with me. However, don't ask me to coach about your relationships unless it has something to do with your overall success in your careers and goals. You know what I mean? My expertise is in success and confidence and thriving. And right now, we're talking about success and thriving through service. I know if you're listening to Juris Destiny Academy, I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you have love and compassion and are willing to serve. I remember in graduate school, sitting in graduate school, recommending that entrepreneurs and media outlets and media relations be involved in community involvement and shaping policy for good. People frowned on me for saying that. This semester, you heard no dead theories here. Okay? I've tested it out. I've researched it. I looked through quotes from the greats, both in government and personal development, and I encapsulated it into 10 chapters. My book, The Winning Personality, a values-based approach to entrepreneurship in this economy. Let me tell you something. It's a good book. Now, this is my next to last episode until the 18th of January. Beginning 18th of January, I will start teaching skill sets. Because, well, quite frankly, I can only teach on one book for so long. It would make you intellectually lazy. It'd be best for you to go to Amazon and buy the book. Now listen to me. Service is important. And I think a good major for people that want to be an entrepreneur, maybe you're not a numbers guy. You're not a numbers guy. Maybe the most you can do is statistics, basic statistics such as myself. Public affairs would be a good major for that. Maybe someday I can zip on over to my alma mater, Texas Tech University, and talk about that. The fact of the matter is this. Guys, you're called to greatness. You're called to service. And there is a hurting world out there. Listen to me. There is a hurting world out there that needs to be influenced for good. You don't think I don't know what's going on in our political climate? And I'm not going to get started on it. I'm not going to get started out there. We need people out there with integrity that can influence for good. Alright? And I'm hoping that what I have to say can reach you. Now, with that, I hope you've enjoyed listening to Juris Destiny Academy. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of the Juris Destiny Academy movement. This is Jimmy Hendricks saying, until next time, take care. God bless. Tap into your God-given potential.